Welcome back to Superhuman Customs. I'm Stephen Human, and today we have another original figure that we're going to be working on. Another figure, a character from one of my books, from Paper Heroes. There was a whole team, and I'm excited to be able to take these guys with me to conventions to be able to show off, you know, all of the characters. So we've already done Sentinel and we've done Airborne, and now just yesterday I found these two guys 50% off. So it was $20 for the two of them. And they are perfect because there's actually no molded stuff on them. It's all paint. So once these guys have a base coat of whatever, they can become whomever you want. We can do flesh tone, we can do whatever. Well, with our booster gold here, we're gonna hold off on him. I'm not sure what to do with him just yet. So he's gonna go away for now, but we are gonna concentrate on Blue Beetle, and we are gonna turn him into a character named Tech in Paper Heroes. Now the thing about Tech is that on his left arm he has an arm cannon, so we are going to take this. We had an extra Zarya figure from my daughter and she doesn't really care about the weapon, so we're going to turn this into his arm cannon on his left hand. And just like the others, he basically just needs a black base coat and then some fabric paint in the yellow. This is going to be super simple but a lot of fun, especially with playing with this. And we're going to be removing some limbs, so let's go ahead and have some fun. Blue Beetle has been soaking in hot water for about 2 minutes, and so now we are going to take him apart because I want to get equal coverage with the spray paint. Whoa, let's move that somewhere else. And remember, the great thing about McFarlane's is that they are very easy to take apart. See if I can just pop those out in the end. There we go. All right. And there we go. I'm going to take his head off because I'm going to have to hand paint that because I want to keep the yellow eyes. And here we go. Boom. Before we get to the paint, I want to cut this down so I can cut the arm off too and see how the size of everything. So let's do that first. We can use this for something. Who knows? We'll use that for something. Now I want to look like his arm slips in here, so I think what I'm going to do is just cut right below here at the black and then kind of glue it on there. So let's do that. And a little bit of spray paint. While the body is drying, let's go through and add the black to the head. This is really easy because he already has a black layer around his eyes and around his face. So it is much easier to get this guy painted black than other figures. It's almost like it was made. He's perfect because even though Tech is black, so obviously I'll paint his skin brown over here, everything else is just like the others. So it's just he's wearing a black cowl. And this really does work out. He doesn't in the book necessarily have the yellow goggles over his eyes, but he's my character. I can make him whatever I want, and this is cool enough. Plus, he's a very fun, happy character, so the smile on this face is about as perfect as you can get. So when I saw him, I wanted to get him because they were cheap, and I knew that I could use them for all kinds of different potential figures. But Sam was like, hey, you could make him that character from Paper Heroes, and I thought, you know, that's pretty awesome. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and let's make him African American because Mike, or Tech, his name is Mike in the book, is African American. So let's put some brown here. This face is so perfect for Tech with just how happy of a character he is. I mean, they could not have created a better version here. And so, yeah. So we're just going to go through with a smaller brush and fill in all this stuff. He's all dry. Now that he's kind of all painted the way that I want him, I no longer like the yellow. It stands out too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this sort of purple and I'm going to use that. Now this is going to be interesting because remember, this paint damages my paintbrushes. So I'm going to have to be very careful while using a Q-tip to not cause too many problems. So I'm really going to follow through on what I usually talk about with letting the paint lead the way and see if I can get this to fill in all the gaps. So it's going to be a little interesting experiment, but as you can see already, it looks better with the purple than it does with the yellow. Now I'm going to drill a hole in here in order to make a spot for the arm to go, so that when I glue it in, it'll be a little bit more, secure. And I've tossed a little bit of epoxy in here in the hole I drilled, and now I'm having to unfortunately hold it like this because this isn't super glue. It takes about 5 minutes to set, but then once it's set, it's never going to go anywhere. So yeah, we'll just sit here for 5 minutes and hold this thing, which is super fun. If you've never done it before, I highly suggest doing it. It's just mentally stimulating. Now you'll see I found these plastic circles on one of my broken flight stands, and I've cut them in half and I glued them here so that he actually looks like he has full-on goggles. And I'm going to paint those silver now, so they look like they've got, the silver edging to them. And I'm also going to do some silver on the gun here. I just wanted to have sort of a metallic look. I'm not going to make it full silver. I just wanted to give it so that it kind of has that shine. You'll also see here that I have this leg brace, this knee brace, from the wrestling figure that I used for my Dark Crisis Superman. And I'm going to paint some silver on that as well. I just added this so that it could kind of add just a little bit to the character. He doesn't necessarily have a knee brace in the book, but I thought it would look cool and kind of add a little bit of character to the figure. So that's what I'm doing. Tech is looking good. What we're going to do here is I'm going to start painting the belt. I'm going to have the belt buckle be a metallic. And then I'm going to paint the belt just yellow before I put on the final touches, which will be the accents, the piping that the other figures have. And then he's going to be basically done. I mean, it's a very simple figure here. That's what's nice about having figures that are in black suits, because it's not difficult to get them to look really nice really quick. Last but not least, we have the piping that just will match the other two. If we can get that, there we go. That will come up here and then go across his chest. So once this is on, Tech is finished. And he's just going to follow the exact same pattern as the others. So I'll just come across here, across the chest and across the shoulders, and that will be that. He's looking pretty great. I want to do one more thing to him. So I've decided that instead of having the bluish in here, I'm going to put some glow-in-the-dark fabric paint in here. It'll give it a different look, and it'll kind of match a little bit more the yellow aesthetic. Just a little. So I'm just going to do that. I think it'll look really cool, and then we'll be finished. Here we go. Tech. The third member of the, what did I even call him in the book? I'm trying to remember what I called him. They had a name. And maybe it was like the five or something. I don't know. There were 5 members of the team. I wrote the book and I can't even remember. But anyway, so this is Tech. I think he turned out great. The arm cannon is way cooler than what I ever envisioned for the book. And he is going to look awesome on the shelf with Sentinel and Airborne. Now I just got to figure out how to do Panzer and Mammoth, which are the other 2 members of the crew, and they're bigger and they have kind of mech suit stuff. So I've got to figure that out. I honestly have no idea. But Tech looks awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you get something out of these videos and you learn something from my mistakes, and that hopefully you get excited about customizing and the art involved, and just in making these figures look a little bit more awesome than they may have been before. I'm Stephen Human. This is Superhuman Customs. I'll see you guys next week.